Welcome guys to another Skywars video, and the reason that most people aren't winning their Skywars games is not because of mechanical skill, but rather the decisions that they make throughout a game of Skywars. So here's an example of a really bad decision. This guy decided to rush and deliver me 3 gapples. He rushed with no... Moving on, anyhow, he rushed with absolutely no preparation. Here, I'm gonna use a little trick to get down faster, using the spawn protection, you know, that you get to jump down without taking any fall damage, avoiding the ladders, and I go to mid. So here is a really good example of map knowledge. This map blows up. So why did I decide to blow it up? Okay, the reason that I decided to blow up this map is to reduce empowerment. What does that mean? So right now, before it was blown up, everyone on the server had the chance to blow it up, right? Everyone had the chance to blow it up. That makes every person's actions unpredictable, right? There's one of me and there's many of others, and any one of them could blow it up at any time. Wait, just 1 second, sorry. Gotta just finish off that guy. Any one of them could blow it up at any time, making their actions more unpredictable. They have more control over the environment. By blowing it up, yes, I remove a layer of control over the environment for myself, but for a good player like me, who is mechanically skilled, I actually want less chaos rather than more chaos. So for you, this could be different. If you are a, mechanically unskilled player, maybe you want more chaos. Maybe you want more opportunities to do weird stuff. So you'll notice that I actually threw away the magic item called the UTNT. It's like a throwable TNT. It was a magic item. I don't incorporate that into my gameplay. Obviously you can if you want to, but like I'm an old head, okay? I don't incorporate that into my own gameplay, into my own set of strategies, which means I should either keep it in my inventory, which would clutter my inventory, or, throw it away just to avoid other people getting it and becoming empowered. So that's the first concept I want to mention. If there's like triggerable actions that you can take that have that wildly threaten you if you are not prepared for them, then consider doing them. Okay, now the next part is keeping yourself gappled. So this guy, he took my advice and he kept himself gappled, and here, I actually removed a little bit of his healing. Oh no. Now, I can see his health, I'm tracking his hearts, and he is smartly running away. So here, he is very smartly running away, and I've remained gappled. He is going to come here to burn another gapple. Now, we are going to use or we're not really going to use cobweb, since he has a stronger sword than me. Okay, so another thing you have to know is that damage output is a lot more important than damage absorption. So my sword currently does 6 damage, his sword does 7, which means his sword is significantly better than mine, although that's not going to matter in this game. But basically, if you have a small armor advantage, but a big sword disadvantage, you should not go in. Conversely, if you know you have a big sword advantage and a small armor disadvantage, it can still be worth it to go in sometimes. So right now I am geared up defensively because I have, significantly stronger than average armor. I'm going to gap up. I'm going to pre-gap because there is no point in having leftover gapples at the end of the game, and now I have the strongest naturally obtainable sword. So there, I'm gonna just use some skills there. Basically, just shooting fish in a bucket, not too difficult. That's just pure mechanical skill. But what I did there was I'm keeping my head on a swivel, right? I recommend binding F5 to a different key that's more easily accessible. Okay, basically, I don't want to fight that guy in the presence of other people, right? Because here's the thing about janitoring, about like cleaning up. Like cleaning up, a lot of people call it, you know, a lot of people say it's a dishonorable strategy. It's not, okay? It is a strategy. If you can avoid doing work to win a Skywars game, you should avoid work. So here I actually made a pretty big mistake. What I did was, instead of straight lining, I went to the side. I went to the side there. Now, going to the side is good when you're trying to get knockback, when you're trying to knock the other person off. It is not good when you have, better gear. So I had better armor, I had a better sword. Did I? I did not. I had more armor. I really should have just gone for damage trading and just like we straight line each other, we just joust each other until one of us just dies, right? We just swing our sword, everything's fine, dandy, and peaceful in the world. But no, instead I go for like a combo, I go for some movement there to try and throw him off his rhythm. He was not thrown off his rhythm. Kudos to him. But I did eventually end up sealing the deal. This guy, I'm just going to go in, straight, see, no fancy tricks, no movement tech, just straight in. Now, once again, I'm still fully healed. I want to pop some regen as well as get some absorption into my system. That way I can heal faster naturally. And I can just go in with my sword and armor advantage. He's close to the edge, he's badly positioned, and I quickly heal before this lava becomes a problem. That lava never really posed a threat to me. Honestly, if he had been a little bit smarter, he could have tried evading, he could have tried running away, but no, he was really stupid. He tried pulling out the bow for some reason, for like no good reason, and he died a painful, miserable death. So, yeah. And cobwebs, I tend to use them defensively. I tend to like try and, if I'm getting chased, I try to put my attacker into cobwebs. Obviously, you can use them offensively as well. And okay, the way you approach a sky base is you have patience and you have discipline. So this guy's cooped himself up. We don't know what type of gear he has. We don't know what type of trap he's been setting. He's had all game to perfect this trap. It could be a fall trap, it could be a lava trap, it could be any type of trap, but we are just going to break his house down. We are just going to mine his house, and eventually he will have nowhere to stand on. He is trying to bridge up, obviously. Not seeing an obvious trap here. Never want to turn my back on him for too long. Low ground. Hit him once. So once again, I'm trying to build fortifications. I'm trying to not allow him to knock me off map straight up. And I'm going to just continue to just... Yep, wait for his hubris, wait for his impatience to get me there. So you see how I was principled, I didn't move up too quickly, and that kind of threw him off the rhythm. I kind of threw him off his rhythm. Right, and pickaxes, I don't really consider them vital loot at the start of the game. I consider armor, blocks, and a weapon, and as well as gapples, to be vital looting at the start of the game. Basically... and projectiles, of course. I actually consider eggs and snowballs to be more important than bows and arrows. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around the outer regions, loot up. So now I have a reasonable amount of loot. I'm going to move through this area quickly. I'm going to scour it for every single useful item I can find. And then we're just going to leave. We're just going to... I like to take loot and throw it away just so other people don't get access to it, since, it's one thing to have good loot of your own, and it's similarly important to deny good loot your opponent. So now, the other people, they're fighting at the big mid. There is inevitably going to be a winner, and that winner is probably going to be a smarter than average Skywars player. So we still have a decent weapon, I would say. You know, it's on par with his weapon, and we can just outskill him, and we do get access to a bow, which is always good. So now is the question of whether or not I want to attack this guy with his pants down. Obviously I do. You know, that was just like smart play, right? That was just like straight up a... he almost attacked me with my pants down, but he didn't quite manage to do so, and now we can just make an example out of him, we can make a fool out of him, and just completely outskill him. GG. That was a good game, right? So yeah, pretty much like Skywars is mostly about decisions. A lot of it does come down to game sense, like looting mid fast and getting the fuck away from there, which, you know, a lot of people like to stay at mid, makes for more impressive clips, I will say. But if you are just trying to win, these two are fighting for no good reason, and I can just do that. Thankfully, none of them touched my chest. So they both decided to side rush. I was downstairs, so I guess one of them could have like snuck up to me and started critting me out. But you know, I would have been, you know, I got very lucky there. So I generally advise against side rushing, although it can be a fun strategy. Switch up your game a little bit. And obviously, there's no strategic or tactical advantage to switching to the diamond sword there, as opposed to just keeping the sharp 2 stone. In fact, it can be argued that by having the sharp 2 stone... Okay, so I'm keeping track of which magic items have and have not been used. I do see that the Yeet and T has been used, and I am... Okay, he wasn't chasing me, but that defensive posture I made would have been effective if he was chasing me. Does not realize that I didn't... Be ready to click fast, be ready to have precise block placements. It doesn't hurt to just snipe people and see if they fall off the map by themselves. A lot of times they actually do. If I can chain hits here. Did he? Okay. No, he's just out of render distance. Okay. So right now, I'm keeping track of where my enemies all are. There's one person going there. There's one person over there. They all seem to be grouped up around this. This guy is shifting. I'm waiting for him to, you know, put himself in an exposed area. I am very wary that he could rush me. I do want to keep him on his toes. There is a fight going on here, and am I going to be a time to janitor? I will most likely not, unless I can do this. Alright, so I do actually pull it off. I am going to loot fast, because this guy is going to come for me. And I am going to forget my own advice, actually, about the knockback thing, and we are just going to joust him to death. There was a little bit of a precarious situation there. He was wisely trying to do knockback, as I think I had better armor. I had 9 armor bars to his, what was it, 8.5? Yeah, I think I had 9 armor bars to his 8.5. So, and I don't know if I had a better sword, but it is possible I did. There's like a... The weighted probability is sort of weird, because if he found a sharp 2 stone, he would obviously keep it. But then there's the case where he doesn't find sharp 2 stone. The relative spawn rates are different. Maybe, I don't know. Don't have anything for that. So there I actually did decide to side rush just to make things interesting, just to show you guys an example of how it's done. It's got to be done speedily, and it's got to be done with all the gear in the world. And we're going to clean up that fight. We're going to janitor them. And here I'm sandwiched between two people. I'm just going to leave. I do actually want this janitor, actually. Okay, they're not actually weak enough to janitor yet. These guys aren't very effective at hitting each other. Okay, so the last person should just be this... Where? Where's the last guy? Okay, he fell off the map by himself. Last guy's over there. Okay, so I have no projectiles right now, which is not good as it reduces my empowerment. I see the TNT, that is just basic map knowledge, of course. Is that a better sword? Yes, it is. Right, I'm keeping my eye out. Boots, boots, very good. There is a lava bucket in there. Do I want to use it? I will attempt to use it, even though I do not claim to be a god at lava buckets. He does have projectiles, and he does walk into my lava trap. He is that guy from last game. Maybe I shouldn't have ran away there, but obviously it does not matter, as I have just immense aura. I can just outskill him at any time. Really, he's barking up the wrong tree. Okay, so this map, the mid, is really hard to escape from. Once you go, you're pretty much committed to get to mid. So, yeah, it's really hard to escape from because the ring of outer mid doesn't provide you any loot. See, the ring of outer mid doesn't provide any chests. So what I am going to do is I am going to side rush. I did spawn in the middle island, which is generally a disadvantage on this map. On some maps, it's an advantage because you get a better path. On some maps, it's an even greater disadvantage because you get a worse path and you open yourself up to the possibility of being side rushed twice. We are just going to take some time, gear up, and maybe even take out some enemies from afar. You know, no harm in doing this. Okay. So the other island that I didn't side rush. Okay, so he may be coming to side rush me. He engaged in strange activities. Garcia MC Patch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna surprise him, even though this is a highly risky strategy. Highly risky strategy that had a low chance of working out, but I don't think he expected it, which obviously unpredictable movements there, just in case anyone at mid was watching. They were not. They did not keep their heads on a swivel, and I believe I can take this fight. Take this fight and pray that this guy doesn't come into janitor. So I'm gonna instant gap. See how instant that was. And he... Okay, I don't know why my mouse is sort of shaky today. Hold on. Right, that's strange. Okay, so there was actually some better loot in there that I forgot to take. Ender Pearl, obviously, doesn't hurt. Shot 2, doesn't hurt. Get our saturation up, and... You know, see, I had nothing better to do. I have nothing else to do other than to do this. Just marginally improving my situation bit by bit. There's always generally going to be something you can do to marginally improve your situation at any given point. That's a bad example there of switching out the chestplate for a higher durability chestplate, since the odds of a chestplate breaking, especially a diamond chestplate, in Minecraft Skywars is not large, right? More likely that both players will just run out of healing than to like worry about chestplate durability, right? Since the general sort of length of fights is so low. So yeah, pretty much we'll play another game just to sort of recap everything I've just said. Positioning, decision making, obviously very important. Knowing when to be passive, when to be aggressive, knowing you know, what to look for in a chest, what to loot. See, I already had blocks, so I can ignore the wood. Just being very quick about it. Could have gotten the bow, but I believe in my ability to find another bow at middle. Just ignore all the noobs over there at those islands and go straight for the prize in the middle of the map. Go, 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 obviously. Keeping an eye out on who potential challengers could be. I usually try to avoid fighting with the riffraff around here. I am going to take this magic item, even though I don't personally use it. I don't personally incorporate the elytra into my hotbar, or really into my games. I understand you can, and it's an MLG tool, but I just don't get many chances to MLG Skywars, especially on this map. So we are just being very wary of, you know, where challengers are approaching, where they're coming to mid from, and we are going to be proactive in killing them. See, these two, I don't really have a preference of shooting either of those ones, but this guy, I have a high bias towards shooting him, right? Because he's invading my property, so I have to shoot him down before he gets any weird ideas. I have to shoot this guy down before he gets any weird ideas. Right, there we go. We chain hits on him. We didn't really chain hits on him, but it worked out at the end, and we're just able to successfully, through proactive attacks, through, you know, target switching and switching like who I should target, just able to very effectively defend middle there and come out with the victory. Hopefully the victory, unless this last guy has a devious trap for us. Not appear so. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.